that guy right there. Isn't he cool? Look at that guy over there.
David, we just got pulled over for nothing.
So do you have anything illegal in the vehicle?
I don't answer questions. Are we done here or not? We haven't done anything wrong. We haven't broken any laws. We're done with this.
Send you on your way in a minute. So do you have any objection to me searching your car?
I absolutely do. You are not searching anything. Let me go on my way. Let me be free to go. Because we've broken no laws. You know this. This is an illegal detention at this point. You better get your shit straight. Because we're done.
If you wish to file a complaint.
Oh, I will file a complaint. Yeah, I'm going to go. Like right as soon as we leave here. You understand?
I do. You're more than welcome. I'll give you.
Am I free to go or not?
You're now free to go, sir.
Good.
Have a wonderful day, all right?
Go fuck yourself. You too, dickweed.
Did you put your seatbelt on?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
Oh shit, let me grab that camera. Fucking assholes. Fuck you, you jackboot piece of shit. Fuck you.
That was, I don't know if you stopped. It's okay. So we're here outside the Dearborn police station. We're going to go in and file a complaint because we were illegally pulled over about an hour ago. Isn't that right, Brandon?
That's 100% accurate.
We felt a little afraid for our lives when we were pulled over, so we figured we better protect ourselves.
Dude, put that on the ground. Put it on the ground. Put it on the ground.
I'm not
Put it on the ground now. Put it on the ground or you are dead.
Listen.
I will shoot you. I will put a round in you, sir. Put that rifle on the ground
Take
now.
it off your neck.
I will take it off.
Take it off your neck now.
Take it off your neck.
What the hell's the matter with you?
Y'all calm down.
Put it down. Barrel down. Set it down. Step back. You're carrying a sidearm as well.
It's all legal, sir.
Sir,
Drop the fucking gun on your side now.
put the
Drop
gun
the gun
on your side on the
What's the
ground.
matter with you?
What's the matter with you? It's
Put
100%
the gun
lawful.
on your hip
Open
on the
carry is
ground.
legal in
Put the gun
Michigan.
up.
There's no different in this
Get it
area
off.
here.
Get it off
This is a
your
public
head.
common area.
Get it off
You
your
go ahead and
head.
stand down. I'm unarmed. You stop pointing your fucking gun at me. What the fuck is the matter with all of you? I came in here to file a
Put
complaint
that
against you
gun
assholes.
on the ground
I
right
am
now.
not going to touch my sidearm.
Then lay on the ground on your face. Now,
You're
lay
walking
on
into the
your
police.
face.
You're walking
Now.
into the police department loaded, okay?
So
How
what?
stupid is that?
It's legal.
Put your hand above your head. All the way above your head.
I don't have any cuffs.
I got it.
Sir, step back. In the gray, step back.
This
Step
is my camera.
back.
I'm here to file a complaint.
Well,
I'm not.
Well,
making
we're
it
dealing
up.
with a police
You're doing
situation. You can
it.
file your
You're
complaint in a
nothing.
minute. You can
Nothing.
file your complaint in a minute. Step back. Step back.
you're disobeying a lawful order.
You're disobeying a lawful
Yeah,
order.
order. I'm
If
not
you
breaking
do
any
not
laws.
obey this order, you will be placed under arrest.
arrested.
Box the car in.
Relax down, dickweed.
Put your hands above your head. Put your hands above your
I
head.
haven't done anything wrong.
Put your hands above your head.
Okay.
Put your hands above your head.
Got a handgun.
Open this up. Hey, open this up. Wolski, hey.
I'm your boss. Understand? My tax dollars pay yours.
Do not move, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. this time right on behalf of Mr. James Baker, who's present.
Morning, Council. Let the record reflect that this morning, are you aware that there are new charges?
I'm not aware.
Okay. There are new criminal charges, carrying a concealed weapon, assaulting, resisting. This is Mr. Baker.
This is Mr. Baker.
The city attorney is moving to dismiss the misdemeanors that were issued in this case, and a complaint warrant for various felony and misdemeanor charges were issued this morning by the Wayne County prosecutor and myself. One of the charges is carrying a concealed weapon. One is assaulting, resisting, obstructing a police officer. One is disturbing the peace, and one is a weapons violation, brandishing in public. Do you understand that?
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, state your name for the record, please.
James Baker.
Good morning, Mr. Baker.
Good morning.
You are charged with the following offenses: carrying a concealed weapon, assaulting, resisting, obstructing a police officer. No, I'm sorry. You are charged with carrying a concealed weapon. You are charged with disturbing the peace, and you are charged with brandishing a firearm in public. Do you understand those charges?
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay. The first charge alleges that on February 5th, 2017, you did carry a dangerous weapon, two-way handgun, whether concealed or otherwise, in a vehicle operated or occupied by said defendant to a 2002 Mercury, contrary to MCL 750227. That is a felony with a maximum possible penalty of 5 years in prison and or a $2,500 fine, mandatory forfeiture of the weapon or device. Do you understand that?
I understand, Your Honor.
You are also charged with disturbing the peace on 2/5/2017 in the city of Dearborn, 5951 Mercury, 14767 Prospect, Dearborn, Michigan. They allege that you did make or excite a disturbance in a public building located at the Dearborn Police Department, contrary to MCL 750.170. That is a misdemeanor carrying a maximum possible penalty of 90 days in jail and or a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are also charged with weapons, firearm brandishing in public. They allege on the same date, time, and place you did knowingly brandish a firearm in public, contrary to MCL 750.234E. That is a 90-day misdemeanor and or a $100 fine, mandatory forfeiture of a weapon or device. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Upon conviction of a felony or attempted felony, the court shall order law enforcement to collect DNA identification profiling samples. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can be used against you in court. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to have an attorney present during any questioning that you consent to. Do you
Yes, Your
understand
Honor.
that? If you cannot hire your own lawyer, the court would appoint one on your behalf. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf because of the felony, and you have a right to have a probable cause conference no less than 5 days or more than 14 days from today's date, which is the arraignment. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you have a right to have a preliminary examination no less than 5 days or more than 7 days from the date of the probable cause hearing. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The probable cause conference we set for 3/10/17 at 9 o'clock in courtroom number 1. The preliminary examination will be set for 3/10/17 at 9 o'clock. I'm sorry, 3/17/2017 at 9 o'clock in number 1. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now we need to deal with the issue of bond. Detective here.
Yes, Your Honor.
What would you like to say, prosecutor? Are you going to address?
Cal Major, on behalf of the people, Your Honor, Sergeant Carpenter will address the court with regard to bond.
Thank you. Sergeant Carpenter.
Your Honor, regarding bond, I'd like the court to consider the fact that the local Mr. Bergeron covered these are felony cases with enhanced sentencing, which include years in prison. Based upon our investigation in the last several weeks, we've been analyzing cellular communication, data and video from GoPro systems, SD cards, laptops. It's still ongoing. However, there are some concerns that the court needs to be aware of that have taken place in the last couple of weeks regarding bond. Since Mr. Baker, Mr. Vreeland posted bond, I think it was on February 6th. We've been monitoring Facebook activity. There's been further discussion that even though out on bond on the local misdemeanor cases, Your Honor, they have discussed organizing 10 to 15 more armed individuals with AR-15s and open carrying in police departments. Obviously, that creates a concern not only for police officers but for the public welfare. In addition, Your Honor, in analyzing over 7,000 text messages from Mr. Vreeland's phone, with 100 of those texts being communication between him and Baker where they are planning their activities, this goes beyond exercising some type of Second Amendment right to the behavior and activity that now is more criminal in nature, and we believe that these texts do indicate that. There's discussion, and I quote, in debating the police into perceived unlawful or inappropriate conduct. There's discussion about having a death wish, making funeral arrangements, and embracing the idea of being known as the public enemy. They appear to be in competition with other activists regarding their conduct and try to push the envelope every time to provoke the police further and further. As an organized group that are, in my opinion, professional provocateurs, pushing the police into almost engaging in deadly force scenarios, Your Honor. In addition, there's been text messages that are more aggressive in nature discussing carrying bazookas, Laws rockets, which are handheld type rockets, mortar tubes during their demonstrations, and strapping deactivated grenades onto their bulletproof vests. Your Honor, in regards to the public welfare, that's a concern of ours, of course, but they also are making apparent attempts in their planning to conceal their identity during criminal behavior, which discusses wearing masks, obviously with the nature of this case, but also changing from bright-colored clothing into dark-colored clothing after the demonstrations to avoid apprehension or identification by officers on surveillance. They've also discussed taking advantage of Trumpophobia and wearing full Muslim robes or headgear, or in their words, turbans, and carrying AK-47s during their demonstrations. There's been discussion of carrying openly while black and painting their faces black to conceal their identity and walking around residential neighborhoods with hoods pulled up to incite fear in the public and provoke the police. There are also discussion which places law enforcement officers in jeopardy by videotaping undercover operatives leaving Oakland County Net and the DEA buildings, which would obviously place them in jeopardy if other individuals involved in criminal activity were able to identify these officers that were in undercover capacity. There's been discussion of causing shitstorms, and if I may, I won't swear, but FS up, making vulnerable, meek approaches only to hulk up, quote unquote, to test law enforcement. And finally, they've identified even more locations for their demonstration activities, which include, but are not limited to, an MSP post in Taylor, the FBI building in Detroit, Lapeer Prison, the DEA building in Detroit, Calhoun County Jail, Kalamazoo County Jail, Van Buren County Jail, Allegan County Jail, Ottawa County Jail, Muskegon County, Oakland County Narcotics Enforcement Team, power plants, post offices, substations, oil refineries, and of course the city of Dearborn. And I would ask that based upon this information that the court issues a substantial bond, which would to include turning over any and all firearms contained within the residences. We are aware that Mr. Baker has at least 9 handguns registered in his name. And also based upon these activities and their attempts to conceal their identities during demonstrations, we ask that they are both fixed with a GPS tether in the event that they do engage in further activity, that we be able to monitor their whereabouts and identify them if it turns criminal, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Nader, anything further to add?
Well, based on all that's been said by Sergeant Carpenter, Your Honor, we are asking for a significant high cash bond, Your Honor. Sergeant Carpenter has a specific recommendation with regard to bond.
I believe $30,000 cash bond surety is prudent in this matter.
Thank you. Mr. DiBiase, do you have anything to say?
Your Honor, just a matter of housekeeping for the people of the city of Dearborn, as the court has indicated, people will move to dismiss the local charges. I believe it was for refused booking and breach of peace, consistent with Mr.
pursuant to the prosecutor's motion, case number 17C22345OM will be dismissed. Further, case number 17C22344OM will be dismissed.
And that last file, Judge, was the state file that you referred to? There's a state misdemeanor charge.
Yes.
The state misdemeanor charge that the people would also move to dismiss without prejudice based on the new felony charges.
Okay. Case number 17S3532, pursuant to the prosecutor's motion, will be dismissed without prejudice. Okay, so that takes care of that. Counsel, would you like to address the issue of bond?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. As you know, the two prongs of bond are they a flight risk? They have hired counsel. They are well-known political activists on the internet. They have hundreds of videos, 4 million views, thousands of subscribers. They plan on fighting this case all the way through. As far as danger to the community, they are not. They are well-known activists. Everything that has been described has been legal, completely legal. They are allowed to open carry in Michigan. I know people might have problems with that, but it doesn't matter. They have no violent history whatsoever. Out of all the demonstrations they've done, there's not been any sort of person hurt or any sort of confrontation until this Dearborn incident that happened. There's no reason to hold them at a $30,000 cash bond. This is a political witch hunt, it seems like. You see the force brought here against my clients. We're going to ask for personal bond. They're not a danger at all. There's not one single fact to say that they're a danger.
Counsel, do you agree with me that the Second Amendment is not an absolute guarantee for open carry, and that the open carry law is in a state of flux right now based on the case of Heller versus the District of Columbia?
Respectfully, Your Honor, there is no open carry law.
There's no open carry law in the state of Michigan, so what you're relying on is the Second Amendment for the open carry, is that correct?
There's no law prohibiting it, so you're allowed to do it.
Under the Second Amendment?
Second Amendment says the government can write laws prohibiting the Second Amendment. There is no law prohibiting open carry, is what I'm saying, Your Honor.
But you'll agree with me that that's not absolute?
I agree that that's what the court is deciding.
Okay. There are a number of things that I need to consider when I am considering bond. One of the things is the prior record. I've heard nothing about that. One of the things is whether or not Mr. Baker will appear. I've heard nothing about that. Substance abuse history, heard nothing about that. One of the things that is a factor that needs to be decided in considering bond is the risk or danger to the public. Under the circumstances, with the information that has been given to me by the detective, with the fact that your client, Mr. Baker, walked into the police station with body gear, with a ski mask on, and with what appeared to be an assault rifle slung over his chest, I believe that he caused, those are the allegations, and there is YouTube video of it, that he caused serious danger to both the police department, the community, and the civilians who work in that court, in that police station. I find that this is a very serious situation. I find that based on that and based on the risk to the public, that I am going to order $50,000 cash or surety bond. I'm going to order that he turn over all his weapons to the Dearborn Police Department. I'm going to order that if he posts bond, he gets a GPS teller. And I'm also going to order that he have no contact with Mr. Brandon Vreeland.
Thank you, Your Honor. Speak, Your Honor. This way, sir.
Brandon Vreeland, cases 17C 22339, 17C 22340, 17C 22341, and 17S 3571.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nicholas Sommering on behalf of Mr. Brandon Vreeland, who's present.
Counsel, have you had discussions with your clients regarding possible conflict of interest in this matter?
I have, Your Honor.
Okay. And sir, has he had that conversation with you?
Yes.
And do you believe that there may be a conflict of interest with counsel representing both you and Mr. Baker?
Not at this moment.
Okay. Should you decide at some point in time that there may be a conflict of interest in that representation, please bring that to the court's attention and we'll deal with that matter.
Okay.
Okay. Sir, your name is Brandon Vreeland, is that correct?
Yes.
And you are charged with the following following offenses. One is carrying a concealed weapon. One is assaulting, resisting, or obstructing a police officer. One is disturbing the peace. Do you understand that?
Yes.
It's alleged that on February 5th, 2017, you did carry a dangerous weapon, whether a handgun, whether concealed or otherwise, in a vehicle operated or occupied by said defendant to wit a 2002 Mercury, contrary to MCL 750.227. That is a felony with a maximum possible penalty of 5 years in prison or a $2,500 fine, mandatory forfeiture of the weapon or device. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So it's also alleged that you did assault, batter, wound, resist, or obstruct, or oppose, or endanger Corporal Clive, a police officer of Dearborn, that the defendant knew or had reason to know was performing his or her duties contrary to MCL 750.81B1. That too happened on 2/5/17 in the city of Dearborn at the police department. Do you understand that?
Yes.
That is a felony carrying a maximum possible penalty of 2 years in prison and or a $2,000 fine. Consecutive sentence may be imposed under MCL 750.506A if the assault was committed in a place of confinement, or under MCL 750.81B6 for another violation arising out of the same transaction. Do you understand that?
Yes.
It's also alleged, sir, that you did disturb the peace. You did make or excite a disturbance in a public building located at Dearborn Police Department, contrary to MCL 750.170. That is a misdemeanor carrying a maximum possible penalty of 90 days in jail and or $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Sir, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have a right to have a lawyer represent you during any questioning consented to. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have an attorney now, but if you didn't have the money to hire an attorney, the court would appoint an attorney for you. You understand that?
Yes.
I would enter a not guilty plea on your behalf as one of these charges. 2 of these charges are felonies. You have the right to have a probable cause conference no less than 5 days or more than 14 days from the date of the arraignment, which is today. You have the right to have a preliminary examination no less than 5 days or more than 7 days after the probable cause conference. I will schedule a probable cause conference for March 10th, 2017 at 9 o'clock, courtroom number 1. I will schedule a preliminary examination for March 17th, 2017 at 9 o'clock a.m. in courtroom number 1. Detective Judge addressed bond in this matter as well.
Yes, Your Honor, just to avoid redundancy, I'd like to express the department's desire to reaffirm the same information provided from Mr. Baker and relay that to Mr. Vreeland regarding the bond at the same amount and the same conditions.
Okay, thank you.
I agree with Sergeant Carpenter, Your Honor. We asked for a similar bond as to the last case.
Okay. And Mr. DiBiase, you're here to move to dismiss the misdemeanor cases?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, based on the city attorney's motion to dismiss case number 17C22339, that case will be dismissed. Case number 17C22340, that case will be dismissed.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Vreeland will be coming back to court to face these charges. There's no substance abuse history, no violent history of violence. In this matter, he was carrying a camera into the police station. You said your reasons for the high bond last time was because of entering with a firearm. He only had a camera. And again, he's a political activist, and this is what these guys do, so what these guys believe in. Nothing they have done in the past, out of dozens and dozens, probably approaching 100 times, has been illegal. They've never been arrested in regards to political activism, and you're going to ask for personal bond. They're not a danger to the community. Mr. Vreeland is not a danger at all.
The situation in my mind with Mr. Vreeland, and most certainly he's innocent of proven guilty in a court of law. The conduct of Mr. Vreeland that's been alleged is lesser than Mr. Baker. Mr. Vreeland did not have a weapon when he walked into the police department. However, I do think that the matter is a very serious matter, and that he was involved in it to a great extent, although he did not have a weapon at the police department. I still believe that this kind of conduct is a danger to both the police department, the public, and the civilian workers that are in the police department. Mr. Vreeland's bond will be $20,000 cash or surety. He's to turn in all of his weapons. He's in the Dearborn Police Department. If he is released, he'll be on a GPS tether. He needs to have no contact with Mr. James Baker. Anything further?
Nothing further.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. This way, sir.